Welcome to your yoga practice. And I have decided that this practice will be a happy hamstrings practice. So focusing on hamstrings and a little bit of the adductors, which are the muscles just on the inside of the thighs that connect to the groin muscles. So that area there. So that is what our focus is today. So join me, won't you, in a seat of your choice. So whatever that means for you. Don't know why, I just decided that I'm going to sit on my knees here for this practice, but you're more than welcome to sit cross-legged or extending one leg or the other. Your practice, your choice. And we will begin after we found our comfortable seat to close the windows of the eyes and start to let go of our day. So as we close our eyes, letting go of visual stimulation, all that came just before this moment, and also letting go of everything that is to come after. So practicing being present. With every exhale, perhaps allowing the shoulders to roll down the back body, letting them go away from the ears. And with every inhale, perhaps lengthening the spine and just creating a little bit more of a dignified posture. And then just noticing the quality of your breath. Every inhale, receiving and making space. And every exhale, letting go. So inhale to receive. Exhale to let go. And just find your breath for a few more moments here. And just to bring yourselves into the present moment a little bit more, I want you in your mind to name 1, 2, 3 things that you can hear right now, whether it be a creak in your home or a car driving by or a pet. So just noticing that sense of sound in this moment, and then letting that go. And then 1 to 3 things of what you can feel. So are you feeling perhaps your legs on the mat or your sit bones or your hands on the fabric of your clothes? Just noticing that. And then let's all take an inhale together down deep to the belly. And exhale to settle. And then blink our eyes open. Great. So finding a seat if you were on your knees, so extend the legs out no matter where you are. Give them a good shake off there for a sec. And then actually what I want you to do is find a full straddle pose here, okay? So depending on what your floor is like, you might want to actually have the entire length of your mat to work with here to face the side of the mat. Or if you're okay to still be at the front of the mat, extend the legs. Again, just depends on how your heels feel on whatever floor surface to pad them up if you need to. Okay, so extending those legs and then pulling the flesh from your sit bones just a little so that we are tending more to lean forward rather than sinking back, right? Flexing your feet, softening the knees so they're not locked, and then taking the hands to the insides of the legs and very slowly but surely walking the hands out towards me. Okay, so just wherever they lay, that's okay. And it's our first good stretch, right? So might be quite tight. I am. And then see if you can drop the chin to the chest here for me. So get a stretch to the back of the neck. Maybe rock the head side to side or the chin back and forth for a sec. And then slowly walk your hands in towards you as you ragdoll your torso up so that your head is the last to come up here. Okay, so staying in this straddle pose, I'd like you to take your right hand, slide it down the length of your right leg. Doesn't matter where it resides as it goes down there. Take the left arm up and over the ear and stretch all the way over to that right side. So noticing here if you have a tendency to lift up that left sit bone, keep both sit bones firmly on the earth. And find one more inhale here to really reach away from the body. And on the exhale, really tightening up the muscles of your belly, rise both arms up. So nice tall spine. We'll go right over to the other side. So exhale here, slide the left hand down the length of the leg. Right arm goes over the ear. And noticing what that right shoulder is doing. So peeling it open more than coming forward, right? Reaching away. One more breath in here. And on the exhale, once again, tightening up those abs. Bring your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, palms to the heart center. Maybe gather the knees, the legs in with the hands. Okay. And take a sec here to bring the hands back behind you, under your shoulders, feet flat on the earth, and then bring your feet to the, I was gonna say the width of your mat, but depends on where you're here. Knees about hip distance apart. And then just collapse those knees down side to side in windshield wipers with the knees for a sec. And from those windshield wiper knees, come all the way over onto hands and knees, facing the front of your mat. So now we're gonna reposition ourselves on all fours. Okay, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes under, and then lift up the right leg first, excuse me. So lift up the right knee and then press that right leg all the way to the back of your room so that our foot is flexed still back there. And then plunk the sole of your foot down onto the earth back behind you so the right leg is long, and then press back into the heel. Okay, so even gently to begin, right? So we're getting into the calf muscle, a little bit into the hamstring, up the back of the leg. Pick that leg back up on the inhale, rise the leg up, and exhale, bring that right knee back underneath your hip. Okay, we'll switch sides here right off the bat. So pick up the left leg, extend that leg back, and then plunk the sole of the left foot down onto the earth, and then press back gently into that heel. So working the other side there. And breathing here. lifting up the left leg. Exhale, lowering the left knee. Take the knees mat width apart. Untuck the toes, find your child's pose for a sec, so extend the arms out. Forehead to the mat, sinking our hips back to our heels. Take a few breaths here. Rise back up onto all fours and prepare for your very first downward dog, which in itself definitely stretches the hamstrings as well, right? So the wrists come a little bit in front of the shoulders, perhaps. Lift up the knees, shift and sink back towards the heels, extending those arms, broadening your shoulders. So nice wide shoulders. And perhaps even walking it out here if you still feel quite stiff in the backs of the legs, the hammies, calf muscles, getting right into the ankles there, or the heels, the Achilles. Finding your breath. Look forward to the front of the mat. Take as many steps forward as you'd like to find your forward fold. So your Uttanasana. Take opposite elbows. Really feel that juicy letting go of the torso, the heaviness. Almost like your arms and your head are like sandbags that are just weighting themselves down to the ground. And release any clasp you have the arms now. And inhale for a nice halfway lift. So belly button definitely comes to the spine here. Maybe looking up a little, long neck. Exhale, release. Once again, halfway. Inhale, half. And exhale, release. Bending into your knees generously and slowly ragdoll to stand. So nice and easy. See what it's like to be really tall once we stand up straight into Tadasana. So mountain pose. Open the palms. Take a couple of seconds. Close the eyes. So palms open, shoulders back and down. And then just tilt the pelvis forward and back just very slightly. Just to notice what it feels like in the pelvic floor there. And then find stillness or steadiness, maybe somewhere in the middle where you feel more rooted and grounded down through the tail, down towards the feet. Okay, reach your arms up now. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, palms simply to the heart center. And then reach those arms up again. Okay, stay here with the hands. Palms are facing one another. Spread the toes nice and wide. Okay, and then lift the heels up. So we're rising even taller. Getting some strength into the ankles, into the toes. And then lower the heels down. Keep the arms raised. Let's do that one more time. Reach up even taller. The heels end up rising. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, sink the heels down. Okay, clasp your fingers now together above your head, but taking the pointer fingers, pointing those up, and then taking one thumb over the other, crossing the thumbs. Stretch and reach up here. And on the exhale, bring your torso over to the right. So a nice side stretch here, like a crescent moon shape. Inhale back through center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back through center, but this time exhale to look up and back. So a little bit of a back bend. Parting the lips so we don't clench or strain the jaw. Come back through center, exhale. Hands to the heart in prayer, and then release the arms down to the sides. Give them a bit of a shake if you need to. Just before we continue on, sweep the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, come back down. Step your right foot back to warrior one, warrior uno. So our heels are in line with one another. Our hips are going to stay square, front knees bent over the ankle as we sweep the arms up to inhale. Exhale, plug the shoulders into their sockets. Okay, so always remembering warrior one does not have to be such a big stance between the legs, right? Good. And then take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. So we're going to find a nice hip, even deeper hip stretch and side stretch, and then stretch over to the left. So really plant that back heel particularly into the earth so you really can feel that stretch as you bring yourself to the left. It's one of my favorite stretches, actually. Back through center, inhale, release the hands. But on the exhale, take the hands now down to the earth, okay? And if the fingertips don't quite touch, that's okay. Bend the knee as much as you need to. And then step the back foot in just a little bit more. And then see if you can straighten the front leg, okay, into pyramid pose. So our hips are going to stay square. Front leg is straight. And perhaps bring the head down to the knee as close as you can. So kind of making sure that that left hip is really plugging in, rooting back. And while we're down here, why don't we start to lift the left toes up off the earth? And if you can, or if you'd like to, it's a better word, come onto the heel of the left foot. So it's going to stretch, again, the back of the leg even further. And then exhale, lower the left foot down to the ground. Bend into the front knee even more. Plant the hands down. Take a sec to step the back foot back. So now we can sweep the front foot back to meet the right in downward dog. Okay, so pausing here. Take a couple more breaths. Rise your right leg to the sky. So long right leg, extend through the heel. Look forward, your favorite and my transition, correct? So shifting forward like in a three-legged plank, hollow out the belly, take the knee towards the chin, step through. It's okay to lift up the right fingertips or hand even to get that foot forward. I know that is not an easy one. And then walk or step the back foot in a little bit so we can come up to warrior one on the other side. Okay, so bend into the front knee, sweep the arms up, inhale. Exhale here, plug the shoulders into their sockets. And pause. Okay, really again, focusing on that back heel, rooting down, but the front knee still bent, correct? And then we'll take a stance with the hands. So we'll take the right hand and wrap it around the left wrist, reach up, inhale, and exhale over to the right. Inhale back through center, release the hands. Exhale, hands come down to the ground to frame the front foot, and then with our pyramid pose on the opposite side. So maybe walk the back foot in a bit more if you'd like to. And then just start to straighten the front knee just as much as you can. Okay, it doesn't have to be all the way. In fact, I don't want you to lock the knee anyway. Inhale, raise the heart up. And exhale, maybe come down a little lower over top of that leg. Maybe your head is bobbing back and forth, giving it a shake. And maybe from here you decide to peel the right toes up onto the heel if you'd like, as you really plug that right hip into the socket. Lower the right foot down, nice and easy. This time, step the left foot forward to your forward fold, dangle here. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. And rooting to rise. So root the feet, maybe sweep the arms up this time to stand straight up. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, palms to the heart center. Okay, let's keep going. So feet, hip distance, toes spread nice and wide. Sweep your arms back up towards the ceiling. Clasp your fingers together, pointer fingers pointed up. This time the opposite thumb on top or the opposite clasp of the fingers. Okay, so the one that feels awkward, it does not feel normal to you. Okay, so reach up through the pointer fingers. Inhale. Exhale, bring yourself to the right. So torso to the right. Long stretch here. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. And again, exhale looking up if that's okay for your neck. A little back bend. I'm actually going to look forward today just because I am having some discomfort in the neck. So good to know you can modify. Okay, back through center. Inhale, separate the hands, but keep the arms up. Exhale here, plug the shoulders into their sockets, and then rise the heels up. So we're getting nice and tall. So hopefully toes are spread wide. Oh, good thing I had the wall there. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, sink back into the heels. One more time. Nice exercise for the feet. Rise up, inhale. And exhale, lower the heels. Hands come to heart center. Keep the palms at your heart center here. And then find your chair pose. So continue to sink back and down, keeping those knees in line with one another. Right? Pausing here. And then take your hands on your thighs for a few cat-cows in chair. So maybe a cat sitting on a chair. Maybe you have one in your room right now where you're practicing. Inhale, heart comes up, shoulders back. Exhale, sink into the belly. So really tuck the chin to the chest, hollow out the belly, and then keep going a few more times. So inhale and exhale, hollow out. And a few more. Wherever you are, complete one more full cycle of breath. And then sprout all the way back up to standing. Stretch those arms up, breathe in. Exhale, palms to your heart. Reach those arms up again, inhale. But this time, swan dive, forward fold. So come down, reach down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Take an enormous step back with the left foot to warrior two this time. Okay, so front ankles in line with the middle of the back foot. Windmill your arms up. So once you're up now, maybe you can get more situated. So the front knee's over the ankle, right? Back toes are pointed in towards you. Extend the arms. Yeah, so pause here, extending, stretching those arms. And then lengthen the front leg as you look forward over those right fingertips. Okay, and we'll reverse this warrior or exalt it. Take the left hand down the length of the back leg, right arm all the way up and over. Pause here. Come all the way back to your warrior two wings, bend into the front knee. Okay, and then windshield wipe. Bring your hands on either side of the front foot. And then I don't know what I was going to say there. Come onto the ball of the back foot and step back to your downward dog. Give your head a shake. If you're like me, maybe you need to give it a good shake. Where are those thoughts? What's going on? Autopilot. Look forward towards your hands and then shift forward to high plank pose. You're more than welcome to lower the knees down and come down completely to your bellies. Untuck your toes. Stretch those toes back. Okay. And then take your hands one on top of the other. This will be quite a nice restful pose actually. And then rest the right side of your face, so the right cheek on your hands. Okay. And then slide your right knee on the floor as the right knee is bent, as close as you can make it towards that, I said right knee, left knee, it doesn't really matter which one. We'll do the other one after. Up towards the armpit. Okay, so knee comes up to the armpit. We just settle in here. Settling into the hip, but without really putting any pressure. We're just letting the movement do the work and gravity do the work. And then slide that leg all the way back. We're going to switch sides. So whichever side you did not do, do that side now. We'll flip our heads and we'll slide the opposite knee up towards our heads. And we'll breathe. Let's slide that leg that was up towards our bodies back down to the earth. Switch our chin on towards our hands maybe now, so looking forward, bending both knees and then windshield wipering. That's where we're going to windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Release your legs down towards the ground. Tuck your hands under your shoulders. Remember, your elbows are tucked into your ribs. Tuck your toes and find your downward dog. So exhale, shift back. Rise left leg to the sky. Left toes are pointed down towards the ground. Look forward and take a step forward. So if it takes a few steps, a few awkward steps, that's okay, right? Totally fine. Lift up the left fingertips if you have to get there. Lower the back heel down. So warrior two, other side. Windshield. Why do I keep on saying windshield wipe? Bring your arms up. It's not even raining outside today. Arms come out, palms facing down, front knee over ankle. Pause here. Extend those arms. Fingertips go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And then lift up to the crown of the head to straighten the front leg as our right hand sweeps down the length of the back leg and our left arm comes up over the ear and we reach back for a sec. Okay, come all the way back to warrior two. So palms are facing down. Windmill your hands onto either side of the front foot. I'm so proud I said that time. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and step yourself forward. Okay, so we're going to have a nice little pause here for a sec. Inhale halfway. Exhale, melt down to the ground. And however you would like to rise, so taking your choice of either ragdoll or sweeping arms up to stand. And once we're up, just clearing those shoulders back again a few times. And into the third warrior. Warrior three, a balance pose, okay? So definitely come to the front of your mat. I'm going to face you this way because we will, in a moment, also step back. No secrets, okay? I'm not just going to foreshadow. I'm going to tell you, we will end up stepping back with that warrior two or warrior three leg, okay? So feet hip distance apart, spread the toes nice and wide. Palms to your heart center. Find what is called your drishti point, your focal point in front of you. Something maybe on the screen here that's not moving, perhaps my plant, whatever suits you best. And then bring your weight into your right foot, okay? And then pick up the left foot, so the knee's about hip height. And then press that leg all the way to the back of your mat, so we end up flying, okay? So you can either keep the palms where they are. Maybe your arms come out stretched in front of you. Maybe your arms are behind you. However you want to be in this pose here. Find your breath. And then remember I said no foreshadowing. I just told you, take a big step back with that left foot into our high lunge. Okay, so now we're on the ball of the back foot. Okay. And we're finding a fairly good hamstring stretch here to the front, to the back leg, excuse me, but also into the hip flexor, right? So press back into the heel, just a little bit more of that back leg, but then sink maybe a little bit deeper to the earth. Make sure the front knee is bent over the ankle. Pausing here. If you absolutely have to lower the back knee, that is fine. Okay. And in fact, let's now lower the back knee. Take the hands down onto either side of the front leg, and then find our half splits. So yet another nice juicy hamstring stretch for the right leg this time. Back knee underneath our hip, right? Right foot is flexed, toes are up. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, melt over that front leg. It's okay to round the spine here. Heart is leading. Maybe the chin is tucked. Rise your head up. Take a moment here, breathe out. Okay, and then take a sec or two to slide the front leg back to all fours and find your downward facing dog. So lift knees up, sink back, and pause. Look forward to the front of the mat. If it's in your practice to find a little hop forward, you can, or you might just walk forward like I'm doing now, front of the mat. Inhale halfway, and exhale, let that go. Once again, your choice. How do you feel like rising? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it ragdoll? Is it arms way up? And then exhale, palms to the heart. Okay, so we are so lucky we get a whole other side to do, right? So lucky. So let's spread the toes wide. Once again, sinking them down below the hips, palms to the heart. Find your focal point and pick up the right knee. So right knee, hip height, right? And then press that leg all the way back, extending, reaching with the heel, toes pointed down, hips are square. Maybe arms are outstretched, maybe they're behind you. Find your hand placement and breathe. And then take a big step back onto the ball of the back foot, right? Landing it there. Perfect. Okay, either staying with that high lunge, you can lower the back knee if you'd like, but if you're in your high lunge, pressing back into the heel of the back leg just a little bit more, but keeping, remember, that front knee over the ankle. Yeah. So stay here for a sec. And then lower the back knee if it's not already there. Hands frame the front foot, right? Shifting back. Back knees underneath our hip. Our hips are square, and perhaps we're sinking over that left leg. Find your breath on this side. One more breath in. Exhale. Rise your torso up, and then take as much time as you need, as my mat comes with me, to bring the left leg back. Okay, so back to all fours. Stay on all fours here, actually. Okay, so for just a few traditional cat-cows, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, lift your heart through the shoulders, lift the tail. Exhale, round, tuck tail and chin. Keep going to your own rhythm of breath. And when you're ready, completing the next exhale, making sure that's all squeezed out. Come to a nice neutral long spine and find your seats. Okay, so once we find our seats, we will find our butterfly pose. So one that's maybe not done, I think not done enough maybe for our hips, right? We think of pigeon pose or some other hip poses, but this is a really nice one too. So finding your diamond shape here, your choice, as much as you want to bring the legs in or far away, just whatever feels comfortable for the knees too, right? But just know we are coming forward. Okay, so finding your diamond shape, take the hands onto the outsides of the feet and maybe the elbows splayed out to the sides. Very gently start to lower your heads down towards your feet, your clean feet, hopefully. And finding your breath here. So just recognizing when we come into poses that we might hold a little bit longer, we get a chance to really get to know our bodies. So, you know, what kind of feelings are coming up here? Are you noticing the stretch in one side more than the other? Are your shoulders still up to the ears? So relax the shoulders. And then slowly rise the torso up. So once again, vertebra by vertebra as we rise, ragdolling. Nice tall spine as we rise up. And then take the legs out in front, give them a little bit of a shake. Okay. And then crossing one leg in front of the other. So at this point, it doesn't matter because we'll switch the legs in a sec, but one leg in front of the other. And then I'd like you to take your left fingertips, place them on the earth, okay, just on the outside of your leg, and your right hand onto your head. So just a nice, easy neck stretch here. So we're not cranking the head to the right, we're just gently holding the head. And then if you'd like to walk your left fingertips out to the side a little bit more, you'll probably feel that stretch all the way down from the neck, all the way down the arm. Bring your head back up through center, walk your left hand back in or slide it in. We'll switch sides right off the bat. So let's switch the cross of the legs first. Okay, so whichever was in front is now on the other side. Right fingertips on the earth, left hand on your head, bringing it over to the left, and then walk the right fingertips away from the body. Release the hold of your head. Bring both hands down to the ground. Right, head is nice and tall. And then take your legs out in front, give them another little shake. I'm going to face the front of my mat here. Just before we do lie down, extending the legs out in front. So one more really nice seated hamstring stretch. So our forward fold here, seated, maybe pulling the flesh from your sit bones again, right? Bending the knees just slightly, softness, flexing the feet. Arms come up to reach up. So inhale here. Exhale, hinging forward, leading with the heart coming down. Now, for those of you that want to go a little deeper, for those of you, and again, everyone is different, everyone's at completely different levels here, but if you're going down quite far and you want to challenge yourself even more, extend the arms out, clasp your fingers together, maybe flip the palms away from your body, And then just getting those hands on the outside of the feet, right? Just an option. So we're hooking the hands on the outside of the feet, or we are finding our traditional forward fold. And now see what it's like. If you have your fingertips clasped, let your hands go. But I want you to actually let your feet just flop, not flexing the feet at all, and allowing yourself to completely collapse over your body. So what does this complete surrender feel like for a sec? I'm not trying to go anywhere or get to any particular place or position. And then sliding your hands back into your body, pressing yourself up, so nice and easy. Once again, vertebra by vertebra, watch your back. Your neck is tall on the last. Rise up here and then slide to the front of your mat. So anything for your glorious Shavasana shall be presented to you in your homes at the sides of your mat. Grab a pillow if you'd like, or a blanket, socks, a sweater, an eye pillow. You know, it's actually really nice to even have an eye covering, right? So, because you don't need to see me in Shavasana, you can just hear me when we're ready to awaken from our Shavasana. So once you have everything there for you, take your hands on the outside of the knees, reach the heart through the knees. You did a lot of cat-cows. You did standing and on our hands and knees. Now seated. On your exhale, shift back, tuck the chin without lying back down quite yet. Lengthen the arms. Inhale, rise the heart to the shoulders again. Exhale here, lean back, tuck in. One more time, inhale up. And exhale, lean back, tuck the chin in, and then slowly, completely recline to your back. Oh, yeah, that is good, right? Extend the legs, bring the arms over your heads. Point toes away from fingertips, really reach your limbs away from each other. And then let go. And then hug your lovely knees in towards your chests, your hearts, rock side to side. Find stillness or steadiness through center, and then bring your feet down to the mat. So feet are flat down to the earth and knees are pointing up to the sky, just for a couple of spinal lifts here. Okay, so once again, knees up to the sky, they stay in line with one another. Hands come down towards the sides of your body, palms facing down. Spread the shoulders out wide. Keep the head where it is as you slowly plant into the feet and rise your sit bones off the ground. As you rise higher and higher, eventually relying on the shoulders, right? And then slowly reversing that movement. So upper back, low back, mid, tailbone comes down. And we'll do that a couple more times. So rising up to your full expression, pausing here, seeing if you can squeeze in through the glutes and rise a little higher, and then lower down. Very last one. So plant the feet in. Once again, rise up to your height. Find your Buddha belly breathing. Right, you got tons of space here to breathe into the belly. Then on your next exhale, unraveling back to the ground. Yes, hugging knees back into the chest, maybe rocking side to side. And then keeping your right knee hugged in, but extending the left leg nice and long for one knee twist. Okay, so keeping that knee in with your left hand, the right arm comes out like a wing, either cactus the arm or extend the arm out to the side. Shift the hips to the right perhaps, and then lower the right knee across the body to the left. Maybe looking over to the right. And maybe, okay, another addition here, you might decide to extend the right leg out to the side instead of keeping the knee bent. Just your choice, depending on if you have space as well, right? And just finding a pause. Head back through center. Rebend the knee if it was extended. Take the left hand on the earth to support yourself and then come back through center with the hips, with the leg. Extend the right leg out. Maybe give the hips a little wiggle. And then finding the other side. So left knee comes in, squeezing it in. Holding it with the right hand this time, extending the left arm or cactusing the arm. Shifting the hips to the left perhaps, and then the left knee comes to the right, across the body. Looking to the left if you'd like. Maybe extending the left leg or keeping the knee bent. Taking a few more breaths here. Rebending the knee. Okay, head comes back to center as well as the legs come back through center eventually. And then shifting your hips so that they are square again on the mat, extending your legs. And I always like to sometimes ask this, if there's anything else you'd like to do before your final resting pose of Shavasana, any other kind of stretches, anything we haven't done, by all means take that now and find a few moments, something that might just complete the practice for you. Otherwise, when you're ready, make your way into that really quite coveted pose. Some students say, I'd like to just be in this pose all class, which could be a different kind of class, more meditation. Grabbing any props or any clothing you'd like to put on. And allowing the automatic flopping of the feet come away from each other just happen. So just let that happen. Find the position of the hands that suits you now. So either arms on either side of the body, palms up. Maybe palms are resting on the belly. The eyes have a soft close. And then taking a moment to scan the body. So starting from your head and noticing any feelings in your head or your facial muscles, and without labeling them as good or bad, they're just your feelings. So how can you be neutral there? They're not good, they're not bad. They just are. And then taking your awareness to your neck and your shoulders. Not good feelings or bad feelings. They're just what your body is doing now. They're just feelings, sensations. And then the awareness into the arms, down to the fingertips. It's not a good feeling, not a bad feeling. They're just your arms. And your chest. Not a good feeling, not a bad feeling. It's your chest and your feelings or sensations there. Consider your upper back and your mid back. And just observing not good feelings and not bad feelings. Your awareness goes to your waist, your low back, circling to the belly. They're not good feelings there. They're not bad feelings. It's just that circumference of your belly and your back. And focusing on your hips as they melt into the mat. And just being neutral with the feelings in your hips. And finally, noticing your legs, your thighs, knees, calves, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Not good feelings and not bad feelings. Just what's happening in your body right now, in your legs and your feet. As you ride the waves of your breath by breath by breath. Begin to bring awareness back to the space you're lying in, and wiggling your fingers and toes. Just slowly bring movement back. If you'd like to, take your time to extend your arms over your heads to find an enormous body stretch, pointing toes away from fingers. And then letting go your limbs. And then hugging your knees back into your body once more. Gently rocking side to side as you flop over to one side or the other. Taking your time here to then press yourselves up to a seat of your choice where we began our practice together. So keeping eyes closed to complete our practice, and floating palms to our heart center at Anjali Mudra. The light inside me recognizes and salutes the light inside you. Namaste. Thank you.